I am exhausted. Do you guys drink Celsius? I swear I live off of these.
Show you a place where you gon' wanna move your feet.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Mercedes. In today's video, I have polishes for November polish pickup to share with you all. If I sound funny, if I look funny, I'm just really tired. I went to bed super late and then I was up early and I have not rested. So I feel like it reflects, but I'm trying to get in the vibe, in the mood, and all of that. If you haven't heard of what Polish Pickup is, it's a monthly collab between indie makers. They come together every month and they create limited edition items. Everybody, or most of everybody, knows Polish Pickup for their polishes, but we have all sorts of different things there. You have top coats, hand care, cuticle care. We've seen trinkets, earrings, a whole bunch of like cat toys, a whole bunch of things handmade. There is always a common theme with Polish Pickup, so the makers will create polishes or items based off of that specific theme. Items can be capped, meaning that there's only a certain amount that are created, and once they sell out, that is usually it. You can't get your hands on them anymore. But just to backtrack a little bit, the theme for this month is nostalgic toys. A good way to keep track of inventory is through the Polish Pickup Facebook group called Polish Pickup Pack. Sometimes you may get lucky and items may and makers may add items to their cap if it sells out. Polish Pickup always opens the first Friday of every month and closes that following Monday. This is a pre-order, so once shop closes, you'll get your items within 3 to 4 weeks after that. Now, these are just some of the items that will be available. There is many more things, more polishes that will be available. Wish listing always opens the first Sunday of that week that they're opening. So you have the chance to go in and add items to your wish list prior to the shop opening. They open 11 a.m. Eastern time, so if you really love something and it has a cab, I highly suggest you are there at 11 a.m. Eastern to add that item to your cart and check out. Because I've been in that place where I loved an item, got there too late, and it was sold out. Anyways, I have a lot to share with you guys, so let's get into it. First up, we have Zombie Claw, and this is Megan, priced at $13.50, and there's a cap of 300 bottles. It's inspired by the Bratz doll Megan. It is a clear base with electric blue-green shimmer and copper sparkly glitters. I was really surprised on how much I was really going to enjoy this one. The formula was buttery smooth. I did go in for a third coat just so I can even everything out. Sometimes with these sort of clear base polishes, some nails don't look as full coverage on 2 coats than other nails, so I'm going to recommend 3 coats for everybody. But can we just admire the beauty that this polish is? First of all, like these sparkly glitters, like holy moly, the shimmer is absolutely dazzling. It's so stunning. We're seeing some pink shifts, like peachy pink shifts. The blue electric green shimmer, the electric blue-green shimmer, we're definitely getting lots of glimpses depending on the angle that your hand is at. Really enjoyed this one. This is definitely screaming holiday polish for me for sure. Pictured are three coats of Zombie Claw Megan with a glossy top coat. Next up we have Rogue Lacquer, and this is Light Bright, priced at $13, and there is no cap, and it's inspired by the Light Bright. I actually got my kids a Light Bright like a year or 2 ago, mostly for me, but for them, you know. It's a blend of glowy green, blue, orange, and red flakes that shine through the black metallic flakies. Now, I think the inspiration is definitely here, guys. Can you not see Light Bright on in this polish? Like, look at my nails. Think back to Light Bright. This is it. This is it on the nails. Really enjoyed this one. Classic flaky bomb from Rogue Lacquer. If you haven't tried the flaky bombs from Rogue Lacquer, you're definitely missing out, and this is your chance to give this one a shot. I love how we get a darker base with the black metallic flakies, but then we get all of those beautiful, glowy, colorful flakies on the nails. We see blue, green, orange, red, all of them. So it's really lighting up this polish from within. I did do 3 coats. I'm going to recommend 3 coats for everybody because this is a flaky bomb. You may want to use a glitter smoother and then a glossy top coat over it because lots of flakies can get real thirsty real quick, and you want your polish or your finished manicure to look extra juicy and plump, or at least I always do. Pictured are 3 coats of Rogue Lacquer Light Bright with a glossy top coat. Next up, we have Polished for Days, and this is Fashion Poly, priced at $13.50, and there is no cap, and it's inspired by Polly Pocket. I used to love Polly Pocket back in the day. I'm having so much fun with these descriptions and the polishes because the toys to me, or the inspirations, really are nostalgic. But this one is a mauve base with a strong pink gold shifting iridescent shimmer. Of course, classic, beautiful, Polished for Days formula. I went on creamy and buttery smooth. I did go in for a third coat because I really wanted to plump out that color and really get what we were seeing in the bottle. So I'm going to recommend 3 coats for everybody. Now, it's described as a mauve base, but honestly, we have so much pink and gold shifting shimmer in here that is really, those 2 colors are the star of the show. I love how we get that gold orangey shift at extreme angles. The shimmer is so pretty. It gives us a nice little sparkle. It almost looks like there's micro hollow flakies in here, but there's not, guys. That is just the shimmer just shining on through. This is like your perfect berry color for the holidays if you want to add a little sparkle and shimmer in there. Really enjoyed this one. Very different color than what I'm used to, but so glad that I own this polish because it is stunning. Pictured are 3 coats of Polished for Days Fashion Poly with a glossy top coat. Next up is Penelope Loose, and this is Lumina, priced at $13, and there's a cap of 700 bottles. This is inspired by the Lumina doll from Barbie Fairytopia. This one is a blue magnetic with gold hollow glitter. Guys, I've just been loving magnetic polishes and thermal polishes, and I don't know what's wrong with me because those were never the polishes that I used to gravitate towards, but I don't know, these makers have been doing it for me these past few months. On the second coat, we can see this blue base really building up. You can see on the magnet, now I did hold it for at least 30 seconds, but I cut that clip off because I don't want you guys just staring at a magnet the entire time. And we get this beautiful silvery light turquoise blue strip in the middle. I could have probably done 3 coats looking back, but the 2 coats was fine. So I'm going to recommend 2 to 3 for everybody. If you want more of a opaque, not as jelly, squishy look for your base, then I'd recommend doing 3 coats. But look at how beautiful this is. We get that gold hollow glitters just sparkling on through, and then just that magnetic strip is just so pretty. I bet you this would look stunning if you decided to do what is that called again, the velvet look with a horseshoe magnet, which I've been meaning to get a really, what do you call it? Is it a heavy duty magnet? I really want to because I've been loving the velvet look on a lot of magnetic polishes. But this one was beautiful. I can see this being a January polish for me. I love wearing blues in January. Very winter-like. Very, very winter-like. Like an icy, snowy day. Pictured are 2 coats of Penelope Loose Lumina with a glossy top coat. Here we have Painted Polish, and this is Treasure My Troll, priced at $13.50, and there's 500 available. The inspiration is Treasure Trolls. It's described as a vampy Tyrian purple jelly with turquoise blue purple color shifting iridescent flakies and crushed gold metallic flakies. The formula was beautiful for this. Not surprised. Painted Polish. I feel like I've rarely had a 3-coat polish with Painted Polish, so I'm going to recommend 2 coats for everybody. Now, I'm not familiar with the inspiration behind this polish, but when I think of trolls, I think of fun and colorful things, and this is definitely a fun and colorful polish. Definitely winter fun, right? Because we get this beautiful vampy sort of purple base, and then we have those colorful iridescent flakies. So definitely a vampy berry purple fun winter polish, but really enjoyed this one. It kind of almost reminds me of colorful lights, string lights as well. Pictured are 2 coats of Painted Polish, Treasure My Troll with a glossy top coat. Next up we have Polish, and this is Barbie Dreamhouse, priced at $14, and there is no cap, and it's inspired by the amazing and perfect Barbie Victorian dream house. Who wanted one of those dream houses as a little kid? This one is a pale lilac periwinkle packed with fine molten red, pink, green shifting pigments. polish always does an amazing job when it comes to very glowy ethereal polishes. I decided to do 2 coats, but honestly 2 to 3 will be fine for everybody. You can see the heaping amount of shifting shimmer that we have in here. I'm getting a lot of that pink, like it's almost like a baby pink, and then we get orange in there as well. Green we get at very extreme angles. You can sort of see that at like the tips of my nails. But really enjoyed this. This is such a pretty color, and I feel like this, and you know, as a base and using some sort of fun topper or very like glimmery like hollow topper would make this polish even more pretty. Pictured are 2 coats of polish, Barbie Dreamhouse with a glossy top coat. Next up we have Nailedit Lacquer, and this is Strawberry Shortcake, priced at $13, and there is no cap. And again, another toy I absolutely loved. This is inspired by Strawberry Shortcake toys. This is a clear base with red metallic flakes, green, blue, fuchsia, violet shifting crystal flakes, and red reflective glitter pigment. This one was like, wow. We have a lot going on, so I'm definitely going to recommend doing thin coats. I did 3 coats. I think it's going to depend on your preference and what you enjoy seeing on your nails if you decide to do 2 or 3 coats. Definitely use a glitter smoother and then a glossy top coat if you want a juicy plump effect. But this is so different. So different. Really enjoyed this one. Now looking back at my footage, I think I'm more in love with it now than I was when I originally swatched it. We just get so much sparkle and so much reflectiveness, and not reflectiveness in the sense of like the reflective glitter, just like very mirror-like. Those flakies, the violet, not the violet, but the shifting flakies in general, we get so many different colors and just such a beautiful finish on the nail. Really enjoyed this one. I love the sort of like off red, orangey, sort of like mauvey, brown, bricky color that we're getting on the nail because of all of the components mixing in together. Really enjoyed this one, and I think I definitely want to wear it as a full manicure in the future. Pictured are 3 coats of Nailedit Lacquer, Strawberry Shortcake with a glossy top coat. Next up we have Nailed It, and this is Poly Pals, priced at $13.50, and there's a cap of 300 bottles. This one's inspired by Polly Pockets. This is a minty aqua green base with green, gold green crystal flakies, pink gold crystal flakies, and purple metallic flakies. Again, another one where I was like, not my sort of color, but really enjoyed it as a finished manicure. Now I decided to do 2 coats. I'm going to recommend 2 to 3 for everybody, depending on your preference and how you polish. What I really enjoyed mostly about this polish was all of the beautiful flakies that were in here. I'm not like the biggest fan of like minty aqua sort of shades or even baby blue, which I've mentioned a million times, but you add the right components in there for me and I'm really going to enjoy it. I loved how everything just has this glass-like look. I think it has a lot to do with the crystal flakies, like in the previous polish we saw with Nailedit Lacquer. Just the glassy look that we're getting from the flakies just really does a number for this polish. It is very fun, very dainty, very like girly, feminine like, I'd say, but another one that took me by surprise, and I really enjoyed this one. Pictured are 2 coats of Nailed It Poly Pals with a glossy top coat. Next up we have Couture, and this one is Trolls, priced at $14, and there is no cap, and it's inspired by the Pruggly Trolls dolls of the 80s and 90s. This one is a fuchsia, gold violet, green multi-chrome flaky polish with gold bronze olive multichrome, velvet magnet pull, and a touch of multichrome shimmer. So very busy polish, but don't you worry, everything just flows together so smoothly. You can see on the first coat it didn't really magnetize well, and honestly throughout the rest of the swatch you're going to notice that the magnetized portion doesn't look like it's doing much, but on the full hand swatch you will see that it does make a difference. I think I probably held the magnets on for like, I'd say 15 to 30 seconds each time. You don't see that because I cut it out. I decided to do 3 coats, and I'm going to recommend 3 coats for everybody. If you didn't want to magnetize it, you could probably just do 2 coats and be fine. But sometimes with magnets, because the polish or the magnetic portion of the polish is getting pulled in towards the middle, sometimes we lose some of that base color. So, but you can see here, the magnet did its job, right? It definitely did its job. If you held it on for a little bit longer, you could probably have more of a sharper, crisper line. But I loved the finished look. We're getting so much beautiful multi-chrome shimmer. We're getting a lot of that fuchsia color. We see the gold and the bronze, and we definitely see olive. I feel like when's the last time I saw a polish that had an olive multi-chrome pigment? I don't know if I honestly ever have. I don't know. This is definitely Prugly vibes. It matches the inspiration so well. Another beautiful polish, guys. Pictured are 3 coats of Couture Trolls with a glossy top coat. Next up, we have Gin & Berries, and this is Easy Does It, priced at $12.50, and there's a cap of 400, and I'm already smiling. The inspiration is the Easy Bake Oven, which I absolutely loved, guys. Oh my gosh, can I have another one? Do they still sell them? Because I'd totally get one. This one's a teal crelly with a cyan purple large particle shimmer and black holographic flakies. This one was such a wonder to work with. I went in for 3 coats, and I'm going to recommend 3 coats for everybody. The large particle shimmer in here is so beautiful. It makes this polish so sparkly. We're seeing the black flakies peek on through, and it's just enough to give it this sort of like semi-speckled effect, but not really, because the base color for this is a little bit darker. And not that the black flakies get swallowed up, but it just leaves like this nice, beautiful like finish mixed in with the black flakies. I'm not sure how to describe it, but I feel like just everything blends in so well. Everything sandwiches in with each layer of polish to give you this beautiful finished look. Really loving that base color. Very different than what I'm used to, or what I've seen actually most recently. And then just the large particle shimmer is so sparkly. If you love sparkly polish, you're going to really love this one. Pictured are 3 coats of Gin & Berries, Easy Does It, with a glossy top coat. Here we have Glisten Glow, and this is Pretty Bit the Popple. This one is priced at $13.50, and there is no cap. And it's inspired by Popples, which I'm not familiar with, but I guess it was a toy in the 80s that was very cuddly and cute. Now I have to Google. Usually I Google before, but this polish is described as a purple jelly polish loaded with blue-purple color-shifting shimmer, color-shifting iridescent flakes that shift pink, orange, yellow, and it also has black micro flakies and hollow flakies. We have a lot of loaded polishes this month, which kitchen sink polishes have always been my favorite, especially if everything just flows so smoothly together. Now, I did do a 3rd coat for this one just because this is a jellier, squishy sort of base, and I wanted a more full, opaque look. So I'm going to recommend 3 coats for everybody. You are going to want to use some sort of glitter smoother over this, which will be available this month by Glisten Glow. Unfortunately, I don't have that footage to show you guys, but my go-to choice for glitter smoother is definitely either Glisten Glow or the Quenched from Cuticula. But because the shop is open and glitter grabber is going to be available, definitely pick yourself up a bottle, because it is literally one of the best things you can do for your glitter dense or flaky dense polishes. I remember the first time that I used a glitter smoother, it was actually the one from Glisten Glow, and I didn't know exactly what it was doing, right? I didn't know if I should use it as just a top coat, or if I used the top coat over that. I bought it on a whim because it said it was great for glitter polish. This was before the reflective glitter craze and all of that. Used it, did a little bit of research, and realized that, okay, I have to use a top coat when this dries. And I was just blown away by how beautiful my glitter polishes looked afterwards, and I've been hooked ever since. So I have multiple bottles of the glitter grabber. Definitely pick yourself up one and give it a try. But back to this polish. I'm loving how bright this space is. We are getting a lot of beautiful shimmer, a lot of beautiful sparkliness, the iridescent flakies. We see the pink, we see a lot of pink, we see a little bit of orange and a little bit of yellow, but definitely I mostly see a lot of pink, and I always feel like pink and purple just always go so well together. This just looks like a fun, colorful night sky, like something you would see out of like a Little Pony cartoon. Do they even have Little Pony? My Little Pony? That was another show I used to watch back in the day. But anyways, pictured are 3 coats of Glisten Glow, Pretty Bit the Popple with a glossy top coat. Here we have Glam Polish, and this is Totally Troll, priced at $14, and it's inspired by a Totally Troll doll. There's 250 of these bottles available. This is a pastel violet crelly with shifting iridescent flakies, gold flakies, aurora shimmer, and pink glitter mix. So another fun-filled polish. If you enjoy purple polish, you are going to adore this polish. It is so cute. Definitely going to need a glitter smoother with this one, just because there goes my kids bouncing in the background. But just because we have a lot of glitter mix in here, and things can get really chunky really quickly. So work in thin coats. I decided to do 2, and I was fine with that. So I'm going to recommend 2 for everybody. We get this beautiful, like, violet glowy polish base, and the glitters they're similar in color because they're more of like a pastel vibe, but they're not getting lost in the mix with this polish. The darker base color isn't swallowing them up. We are able to see it. Everything distributes evenly. The thing I love about Glam Polish is that anytime they have a glitter polish, those glitters, from my experience, have never settled. Everything stays suspended. So when you apply polish on your nails, you always get a even distribution of your glitter on the nail, and you never have to worry about fishing. But such a fun, cute polish. Pictured are 2 coats of Glam Polish, Totally Troll with a glossy top coat. Next up, we have Garpath Lacquers. This is Truly Truly, priced at $13.50, and there is no cap, and it's inspired by Gem and the Holograms. This one is a clear base filled with blue holographic micro glitter, pink, blue gold, shifting large particle aurora shimmer, and a mix of purple pink and blue matte circle glitters in various sizes, and small hot pink hex glitters. You guys thought I was done. I was not done. Another glorious kitchen sink polish. I decided to do 3 coats. I'm going to recommend 2 to 3 coats for everybody. Wow, guys, just wow. We have this wonderful clear base, and it's loaded with all of these gorgeous components, and it gives us this beautiful glowy finish. We get glorious shifts. We're seeing yellow, we're seeing a little bit of blue, like turquoise blue. At extreme angles, I'm getting glimpses of green. I see gold in there, pink, there's purple, violet, and then all of these glitters. They are not overbearing. The star of the show is definitely the beautiful base color that we're seeing because of the mixture of all of the components, and the glitters just add that texture and that beautiful finish that is just this polish. Very unique. Enjoyed this one very, very much. Pictured are 3 coats of Garpath Lacquers, Truly Truly with a glossy top coat. Next up is Glam Polish, and this is pocket-sized fun, priced at $13.50, and there's a cap of 400 bottles. It's inspired by a pink and pastel teal Polly Pocket vintage playset. I feel like I can see that in my mind right now. This is a teal jelly base with green blue shifting shimmer and a pink gold shifting magnetic effect. This one was giving me just like very like garden vibes. I think it's the base color, the teal base color. I feel like it definitely, I guess like teal, blue, and green. It can lean either way. I see a lot of green here, but then there's definitely hints of blue. And when you magnetize is when I feel like the green really emerges from the base, but we're still getting a lot of that blue color as well. And then we see this beautiful pink gold magnetic strip. This one too, I feel like it would look glorious if you did a velvet effect on the nail. But just very fun, I don't know, garden. I just get like a fun, not a fun, but just a beautiful garden on the nails. I don't know. What do you guys see when you look at this? Really enjoyed all of the different contrasting colors together. I think this is definitely a polish where I enjoyed it the most magnetized as opposed to non-magnetized. And I think a lot of you will as well. But beautiful polish, lovely contrasting colors. And I'm going to recommend 2 to 3 coats for everybody. Pictured are 2 coats of Glam Polish, pocket-sized fun with a glossy top coat. Next up, we have by Dani Viana, and this is Feed Me, priced at $14, and there's a cap of 500, and it's inspired by the Tamagotchis. It is a white crelly base with a sprinkle of indigo to purple aurora shimmer and a colorful mix of matte glitters. This is such a fun crelly, such a fun crelly. I did do 3 coats, so I'm going to recommend 3 coats for everybody. Really loving the different size glitters that we're getting. Love how everything gets sandwiched in, but we're not losing the fun component of the polish. We see the shimmer the purple Aurora shimmer, or I guess indigo to purple, right? It's like a blue purple shimmer. Very, very dainty on the nail bed, but it does give it some depth and some dimension. Obviously, the main star of the show are all of these beautiful, colorful glitters. But that shimmer running throughout the nail is so, so pretty. You can definitely see it more if you are out in the sun or just out in daylight in general. Pictured are 3 coats of By Dana Viana Feed Me with a glossy top coat. Here we have Cuticula, and this is Sky Dancer, priced at $13, and there is no cap. This one, of course, guys, Sky Dancer is like, I had one as a kid. I feel like there was a recall. Was there a recall like back in the day or like recently with these things? But they were really dangerous. We just didn't know at the time. This one is a cyan jelly base full of pink, gold, green, shifting micro flakies. Another beautiful polish that caught me by surprise. Not really one for these sort of lighter blue polishes, but my goodness, look at this shiftiness. Look at the shiftiness. The components in this polish won my heart. The pink, the gold, the green shifts that we're seeing. Oh my goodness, this is just beautiful. I remember painting my nails and taking pictures, and I was like, something is off. And nothing was off. It just transformed my hand and made my nails and just my skin tone and everything look so beautiful. I was trying to put together my photos, and I'm like, why does my hand not look like my hand? But I mean, definitely my hand. The polish just made it was beautiful against my skin tone. That's what I should say. Really enjoyed this one. Definitely want to wear it as a full mani at some point. Pictured are 2 coats of Cuticula Sky Dancer with a glossy top coat. Here we have Cadillac, and this is a Mastermind, priced at $14, and there's 600 available. It's inspired by the Mastermind game. This one is a brownish red when cold, so it's a thermal, to teal green when warm, and it has iridescent flakies in various colors. Another one that I was just like, wow, guys, and it's a thermal, okay? I've been really enjoying thermals recently. The base color was so pretty. It is this beautiful brick brown, like reddish base. And then we get all of these glorious colored flakies on the nail. It's a very, very squishy sort of vibe. So I did go in for 3 coats. I'm going to recommend 2 to 3 coats for everybody. But look at how beautiful this finish is. We get this bold dark base, but we still get those pops of colors with all the flakies on the nail. We're seeing violet, we're seeing a shade of blue, pink, green. I see some orange in there, a little bit of yellow. This is so beautiful, and this would be wonderful in this state in the winter time. Now, this is the cold color that you're seeing right now, and then when you get warm, it turns to this beautiful, bright, fun teal. I was just like blown away with the contrast. I was like, how can you get this dark polish to turn this light? I was like, what is going on right now? But loved it in this state as well. I think this would be beautiful right now for the winter time, because I live in a state where it does get very cold in the winter, and you would mostly see this brownish red color, and then I'd get peaks of the teal color like going inside or just at random points during the day. But really enjoyed this one. Very fun. Definitely a very fun polish. Pictured are 3 coats of Cadillac Mastermind with a glossy top coat. And the last beautiful polish is from BCB Lacquers, and this is But I Took the Batteries Out, priced at $13.50, and there's a cap of 400 bottles, and it's inspired by Furbies. This is also a thermal, a dark green when cold to a clear when warm, thermal with pink, orange, gold glass flakies. Love this 4C green. BCB Lacquers always does a great job when it comes to their flaky polishes. There's just something different about the flakies in here. They're bold and in charge, and I love it. Look at this with a glossy top coat. It looks so plump and so juicy. We're getting visions of pink and orange and gold. We don't lose the colors on the darker base. This is such a beautiful, like a winter color. Again, I can see myself wearing this in the colder state that I live in, because I'd be getting this sort of vibe on the nail. And then when you guys see the clear transition, it's like this very light light green. I mean, you can probably get it super clear if your hands always run really, really hot. So here it is right here. Look how beautiful that is. It's just so different. Like, we still get glimpses of the flakies, but even the flakies just transform their color, and just the whole vibe of this polish is just so different in both of the states. Really truly enjoyed this one too. So we're looking at 3 coats of BCB Lacquers, but I took the batteries out with a glossy top coat. All right, guys, a couple of standouts for me. The first one being Cuticula. This is Sky Dancer, and I know what you guys are gonna say, but it's a baby blue. Mercedes, it's baby blue. And I know that, guys, I know that. But look at the glow. And look at the beautiful shifts. I loved the formula. I loved how it was able to build up to a nice opaque finish, but still give me a beautiful glow. I don't know, like, I know I'm not the biggest fan of like a baby blue color, but I can appreciate when something is pretty and you throw some extra components in there, and you know, I'm just gonna love it. Cadillac Lacquer, and this is Mastermind. Oh my gosh. Like, I remember swatching this, and like, I was usually, what I'll do is I'll swatch it. My hands are usually either really cold or really warm, so then I'll have to, you know, do something to make the transition because it's a thermal. But my hands just happened to get warm while I was wearing this, or cold, I don't remember which one it was. And when I saw the color change, I was blown away. I was like, whoa, the contrasting effect. I loved it. I don't know what it is, but I've been really loving thermal polishes, which is not like me at all, but I have been really enjoying them, and I love this one. BCB Lacquers, another thermal, guys. This is, but I took the batteries out. Again, beautiful, beautiful polish. I think my favorite part of this polish definitely has to be those flakies. And I've been loving the thermal effect on my shorter nails. I don't necessarily like the thermal effect on longer nails, for me, right? For me. If you love that, if you enjoy it, that's great. I just love the transition on short nails because it's either a whole nail or like half of a nail, and not necessarily like at the tips. I just don't like a French manicure sort of vibe. So I think that's why I've really been enjoying thermals, but love this one, especially the flakies. All right, everybody, that is all that I have for you today. Let me know if you are planning on picking up any of these polishes. What are you wish listing? Let me know. Thank you again, and I'll see you in my next one.